In today's Escape from Tarkov video, we are going to be talking about Shturman, one of the two new Scav bosses implemented in 0.12. Now, fun fact for you, Shturman from Russian to English actually means navigator, and to be fair, it does ring true to this character's traits in Escape from Tarkov with the way he moves around the map and the different ways he engages you. This video will be going over what this Scav boss is like to face and different ways that I recommend you kill him, plus what you get from killing him at the end of it all. This Scav boss is found in the Lumbermill on the Woods map. He does not vary from this location, and this is where he spawns all the time. He does not spawn every single raid. He has a quite high chance to spawn though, about 50 to 60% based on my experience. He is a long range Scav boss, meaning he's got a sniper rifle, an SVD with a PSO scope is what he carries, as well as a backup AK-105. This AK-105 packs a punch, having 7N39 in its magazines, the hardest hitting 545-39 ammunition in the game. And the SVD has 7N1 ammunition, meaning shooting you from a range, he's gonna hit your head and you're gonna go bye-bye no matter what armor class you are wearing. Shturman does not come alone, however he is accompanied by two Scav bodyguards, and these are quite heavy geared also. They are usually wearing class 4 to 6 armor. Mini forts are probably the most common armors that you'll find on them, and their weapons pack a punch too. The main weapon that you'll see them using is the VSS, packing SB6 ammunition, the hardest hitting subsonic ammunition for the VSS. They also carry other rifles like Vepr Hunters. They are also quite common, but the moral of the story is these two Scav bodyguards are also going to be hard hitting and are going to wipe you out pretty quickly if you don't have the right protection and the right hard cover. As I've already stated, Shturman is a sniper Scav, meaning he is going to stay in the shadows, and he is very smart about this. He doesn't reveal himself or keep himself out in the open for too long. He will stay by the log piles and Lumbermill, or in the corners of the buildings, or in bushes, or behind cars. You will very rarely see him before he sees you. A common encounter with the Scav boss will have you noticing the two Scav minions running around all over the place. They are very fast on their feet and do not stay still in one location. They are patrolling the whole of the Lumbermill, so they can be anywhere. Then you will hear snaps of an SVD in the distance, and that is Shturman engaging you. Get into new cover and don't ever stay in the same position. He is acting a lot like PMCs in this current stage of EFT, so constantly move and keep your flanking, and you should be able to see him eventually. It's then likely that you will kill both of the Scav boss minions and have yourself a backup weapon, either a VSS from them or a Vepr Hunter if you need to get up close, and then all will go quiet. Your Scav boss, Shturman, will go into hiding and you will not hear much from him. So now you will need to bait him out of his hiding spot, and he is usually, like I said, hiding behind a car or behind some hard cover. So run around the outskirts of the Lumbermill and do not get too close. Shturman, from my experience, isn't the best shot, but he will hit you if you're standing still and not constantly moving. Once he starts firing at you again, you'll eventually see the position he is firing from. He won't move very far from that position, so you will be able to get a few shots on him as long as you don't miss. Personally, I recommend getting a scoped weapon. This is my opinion and how I usually kill this guy. So get a scoped weapon. A Mosin is good early on, and then aim at a distance. I'd go on to Predator Rock, even though Shturman can still shoot you from Predator Rock very easily, or go to Dickhead at the other end of Lumber. Then focus on taking out the Scav bodyguards first, before Shturman even has a chance to lay eyes on you. If he does lay eyes on you, move to the opposite end of Lumber. Don't ever reveal yourself too much, so make sure you're doing a wide flank, so Shturman's minions and Shturman himself do not see you. If you're using a scoped weapon like a Mosin, then a one shot to the torso or the head with LPS 7M1 or SMB will take down the Scav boss minions, and once they are down, you can either move into the Lumber if they're in a safe position to loot to get the Scav boss minions equipment, and then you'll have a backup weapon in case you need to go loud and go in balls to the wall to try and kill him. Bear in mind he does have an AK-105, so it isn't always wise to do so if you don't know where he is. Alternatively, you could stay on the wide berth, keeping a height and a distance between you and Shturman. Once you have found him, you will be able to pinpoint a couple of shots onto him, hopefully before he sees you again. If he does see you, like I said, just constantly flank, constantly rotate your positions. He won't, as long as you're doing a wide enough flank, see you rotate, so he will, like a PMC, most likely get confused. Once you've hopefully taken out Shturman by now, you will be able to reap the rewards of his glorious SVD and his AK-105 pack in 7M39. Then you can go ahead and loot his pockets. From here you'll find his labs keycards that sometimes spawn on him. You can find IFAKs, but more importantly you will find his secret stash key that is a one-time use key that spawns in his pockets as well. From the blue warehouse where the weapon containers are, if you do a 180-degree turn, you will see a log pile on its own on a small piece of grass. On the side of the log pile facing the portable cabins, you will see a tire, and on top of it a small grey chest. That is the secret stash that you will need to unlock inside the Lumbermill, and inside you can find all sorts. You find gold plates, you find skull rings, you can find pistols. I usually find Glock 17s and APSs inside here very frequently. You'll also find different colour gunpowders and much more, as well as lots and lots of money sometimes. So it is very important that you check this before running off with all of Shturman's gear, because a lot of the time there'll be better stuff in here than actually what's on Shturman. If you are going for a long range assault, I recommend going to either one of these three locations. That'll be Predator Rock, Dickhead, or you can go to Spine. All of these give you good overviews of the wood camp, and you will be able to see the Scav Boss minions running around if they have indeed spawned. If you don't have a long range weapon and you're going for more of a mid-range assault with an AK or something similar, you'll be prepared for an even harder task to kill Shturman and his minions. You will need to find yourself a lot of hard cover. That's why I recommend the newly formed ridgeline on top of the Lumbermill. Or you can go from the opposite side of Lumbermill by the two red tins. There is a grenade box with a construction digger, and you can camp there and get quite a good bit of hard cover. This is a harder assault though on both ends of Lumbermill. If you're going for a mid-range assault, Scav Boss minions will come directly up to you, so bear that in mind. They will run up to you and they will be very aggressive. They will also throw grenades, so be prepared for that as well. Overall, to kill the Scav Boss you need to follow two simple steps. Try to go for a longer range firefight. It's harder for the Scav Boss minions to engage your long range. Shturman probably still will, but it's easier to avoid one person than to avoid three. Also, constantly change your position. Hide between hard cover and go round and round in circles if you have to. Shturman will get confused and you'll less likely get stuck up behind by other PMCs. Speaking of PMCs, Woods is a very popular map at the moment, so do bear in mind it is quite tough to actually get this Scav Boss on your own. To get this footage that you're seeing now, I had to play at like 3 o'clock in the morning and go on the most dead server I could find. That's obviously not ideal for most people, so do bear in mind you will have PMC competition as well as the Scav Boss and his minions. As long as you're changing position constantly and you're aware of your surroundings and keeping yourself in cover, you should be pretty easily able to take out Shturman and his minions. Make sure you loot that very important stash, because that contains the majority of the loot that you'll be getting for killing this Scav Boss. But guys, if this did help you out, giving you an overview on Shturman and my ways to kill him, then please let me know down below in the comments. I will be doing one for the Scav Boss in the reserve base, but I haven't actually found him yet. He spawns all over the place, whereas Shturman actually spawns in one specific location. But if it did help you out nevertheless, let me know down below in the comments and subscribe for more Escape from Tarkov content. I love you all. I'll see you in the next video. Toodle pip. Love you lots. Kisses. I'd like to thank you all for staying to the end of this video, but before I end it, I'd like to tell you something about Shadow. Shadow is a company that I'm working with to promote max gaming PC settings anywhere you are. Shadow is a cloud-based subscription service which allows you to subscribe $30 a month and you can play any games, max settings anywhere you are, which means you can have a broken up PC, a shitty laptop or a Mac, and you can still play games like Tarkov in max settings, 1440p, 60 FPS, and this is actually how I record record all my gameplay and stream Tarkov at this point in time. So if you liked how the game looked in this video, then check out the description and it'll take you to Shadow's website. You can do more research there, and if you do decide to sign up using the code SAM10, you'll get $10 off your first month. Thank you so much everyone. Toodle pip, cheerio, enjoy your evening.